What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. We got this 2008 Maxima. It starts up really crappy. Okay, check this out. So I did scan the car, and the problem, I did figure out what the problem is. So we got a code here. It's P0335 CKP sensor circuit problem, crank position sensor. Okay, so it's pretty much related to the crank sensor. So what I'm gonna do here is I am gonna recommend customer a crank position sensor, and after that we're gonna test it again. So we're gonna be replacing a crank sensor on this car. Check this out. So what I'm gonna do is let me disconnect my scan tool here. So this is my scan tool here. So the check engine service engine light came on. That's pretty much right there. Okay, that's what we're looking at. Camera can't even focus. But check this out. This is a wireless key, so the key's right there. Check this out. I'm not gonna press the brake pedal. I got the car in park. You see that? But if I press the gas pedal a little bit, and the car cranks right up. So, and the service engine light, all these other lights was on. She had problem with the other stuff, brake light, the battery light been on. She has a circuit. The alternator is giving good power, but she had a problem with the circuit. Anyways, gonna order a crank sensor, and we're gonna replace the crank sensor on this guy. One more thing before we do that, you're probably wondering why it's running. It's probably calculating off the cam position sensors, and but we're gonna change that crank sensor, and then after that we're gonna crank it right back up and see what kind of output we get. So we got this guy up on the lift, and we're gonna go underneath the vehicle. A lot of times you will have two crank sensors on Maximas. You'll see a sensor back down here somewhere, but this vehicle is a little bit different than a lot of the Maximas. So right here, right there is your crank sensor. It's a number 10 bolt right there. It's this metal plate is holding the sensor and the bracket here that holds this oxygen sensor circuit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna simply, if you want to bend this a little bit, that's fine, but what you want to do is you want to push on the tab of that sensor, and you want to remove the connector, just like that. Connector comes right off. It's a little dark, I'm sorry, but what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take off that number 10 bolt right there, the number 10 millimeter. Okay, so what we got is a ratchet with a 10 millimeter socket. This is 3/8 drive, doesn't matter. You can even use a wrench, that's fine. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna simply just take this, put it on to the bolt. It is a little bit rusted, it's okay, it'll go on. And you're gonna turn it counterclockwise. Don't break the bolt. A lot of times it'll get rusted and it will snap, so you want to take it easy. If it's rusted, you might want to heat it or put some lube on it, whatever works. Great. Okay, so once this is loose, okay, it's not gonna come off by hand yet. I thought it would just come out. So my lighting in the camera is not the best either, but let's see what we could do here. It should be loose by now. There you go, it's coming off by hand. You're not gonna reach it from up above, so you are gonna have to hoist the car up. So there's our 10 millimeter. We're gonna push all this to the side, and your crank sensor should be very easy to remove. Just try not to turn it to right or left. Just try to pull it straight outward. You got this little rubber piece on one side. Just let that sit where it belongs, and the sensor comes right off. That's how simple it is to take off this sensor. So let's put this down. Usually it'll be a malfunction internally, so you don't want to go crazy either. So what you want to do is, you see the rubber piece is just sitting there, so just let that thing sit right there. That little rubber piece, like a half is metal, half is rubber, right in the center. Let's leave that alone. So we're gonna wait for the new sensor, and we're gonna drop in the new sensor. We got our sensor here. I messed up on the ripping up this bag. I'm gonna get you the part number. So what you want to do is you want to take a little bit of lubrication. Even this WD-40 will do. So just take a little bit of lube and just put around the seal here. And after that, what you want to do is you want to take the sensor, you want to stick it in there just like you took off, and push this metal plate away a little bit. And after that, we're gonna put our bolt. So we got our sensor sitting in the spot. Now we're gonna get our bolt. Okay, so I'll put the bolt in, and what we're gonna do is, I still need to tighten the bolt. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna take our number 10, and you're gonna just snug it, okay? Don't go crazy, you don't wanna break that bolt. Just snug it, and that's it. Make sure your rubber boot is sitting on the opposite side, and take your connector, click it, make sure it clicks and holds, bada bing, bada boom. Now we're gonna bring the car down, and there's our old sensor. We're gonna bring the car down and we're gonna crank it and see how good it starts. But we do need to reset the light first. You have to reset the light, or it might pick up from the code inside that there's an issue, and I might give you a bad start. But let's crank it up without resetting, and then we will reset afterwards. Okay, there's our car on the floor. So I have not reset the light. What we're gonna do is, let's crank this up. That's how, if it starts good or not. I have not reset the light yet. It starts like a charm. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. If you guys have this kind of issue, it's very simple to fix this, and half of the lights just disappeared. And again, after that, reset the light. You could disconnect the battery for a few minutes. On these cars is okay. You do not lose an idle or anything like that. But other than that, get a scan tool, put the scan tool on, and reset the light. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like.